You know, when is the promise of 5G going to be delivered on?
If I look to my 5G business right now, I mean, as I said, 40% of my consumer base in my premium segment are actually having an unlimited premium, which is the 5G. So, and I have, by year end, we're going to have almost 60% of all our customers on a 5G phone. That's far quicker than 4G. And for me, that's monetization. Going from a metered plan to an unlimited plan to an unlimited premium plan. That's how we work, both by creating growth, but of course, meeting our consumer demands for different new services. And then we top that by including new values like the Apple One that is exclusive to us, where you get the Apple iPhone 14 together with all the Apple services. And then you get more value enhancement in that value chain. So it's much more about segmentation in different buckets in our marketplace. And we are by far the largest consumer business when it comes to wireless, all the way from the value segment with the lowest prepaid plan to the highest. Our job is to see that we meet the consumers in every area of that, both for us to grow, but also give the customers and the consumers the right value proposition.
But you're not growing right now. I mean, you know, and in fact, I think when I look back, you had postpaid ARPU down 1.5% year over year. You've lost market share in every quarter since the second quarter of 2020. What is going to get you back on a growth track?
So we need to define what the market is. So if I look at my wireless business customers, I add 150,000 new phone net adds every quarter. I've done that in 4 consecutive quarters. So I gain market share with all the business customers, all the way from government, large enterprises, small and medium. So really there. Where I had some softness was in the premium segment for consumer in the second quarter, which we talked about, which we have addressed right now with a new welcome plan, which is addressing that tier. And as I said here at this event, that we have seen good traction both in our stores the last 2 months. We have seen gross ads coming in the last 2 months, sequentially or month-to-month growth. So we see that the things we're bringing to market is coming in and actually making a difference. So we feel confident.
You do? I mean, I wonder, how do you balance needing to be promotional in a very competitive marketplace with the desire on the part of your investors here at this conference and everywhere else for free cash flow generation, for EBITDA growth?
Yeah.
How do you balance that? Because things seem to be better in terms of adding subs when you're promotional and not as good when you're not.
Yeah, but if you look at our EBITDA, this year we took down our guidance in the second quarter to be flat to minus 1.5%. That still means that we're going to do somewhere between $47 to $48 billion in EBITDA, which is way higher than anybody in the industry, double some of the guys in the market. So we are thinking a lot about balance between getting new customers, but at the same time creating this cash flow that is so important for our capital allocation, for our dividend that we've increased 16 consecutive years. We just increased it 2% again. We want to put our board in a place so they can actually do that for our shareholders. So I think we have a really good model. Then there can be quarters where we lose a little bit on net adds in the consumer segment, but we want to be disciplined. We want to be surgical, and where we acquire new customers and seeing that it's actually value accretive.
But you know, Hans, we've obviously had a long-running conversation, you and I have again with some of your predecessors. The value proposition that you have relied on to a certain extent has been the network. In 4G, it was clear. It doesn't seem as clear now moving into 5G. When I've looked at these various surveys, T-Mobile now is starting to rank very high, in fact, higher than Verizon on 5G. Not overall, because obviously 4G is still an important part of it, but when it comes to speed, coverage, reliability. So what's the value proposition for the Verizon
the measurement
customer?
there is out is Root Metrics, which is the third-party measurement. And as far as I know, we've won that for 15 consecutive years. That's the most important measurement.
There's a bunch of others, though, that you don't
they are user-generated. This is the real when you actually use the same phones and the same network. And this is right now. And on top of that, of course, we're building out our C-band that we get access to in the beginning of the year. We have now passed 150 million pops with our C-band, which is the mid-band for 5G, really powerful.
You spent a lot of money on that C-band.
We spent a lot of money, but it's definitely going to make a big difference for our customers. And what we see right now on the C-band, which we deployed that in different markets, our step-up ratios going up, meaning our customers are going up to higher plans. So we see definitely there's a correlation between our 5G and our continued excelling in our network performance and having the best network. It's paying off.
You don't look back and regret at all the reliance on 5G millimeter wave and sort of what you focused on there and how much it obviously cost you to buy the C-band?
No, and we have built the best assets in the market. I wouldn't change it for anything. The millimeter wave is the cheapest way to transport data that you can ever find. We take that in urban and dense areas to see that we